Hello, welcome back to another anime art video. My name is Dennis and I am a beginner artist, and in today's video I'm going to be drawing the I would say woman or girl rather that is, obviously the one that I previously said that I don't really care for her character that much. Um it's just it's just how I feel about it. Like, if you have a character that you don't, she's like, I don't want to say like definitively she's like that, but she's kind of like Sakura. I get those vibes. But don't get me wrong, she is far worse than Sakura in my opinion. Like, in regards to, like, I don't know. That's hard. Okay. Um So why do people dislike? Why? Well, I'm not gonna say why do people dislike Sakura, because I'm not gonna, like, you know perceive to know why everybody dislikes Sakura. So I'm just going to go off of the reasons why I don't like Sakura, right? So Sakura, since the start of the show, she fawns over a guy who doesn't like her, right? And that's not a problem. That's a everyday thing. Like, people like people that don't like them, right? But you completely you completely disregard the individual that does like you, right? And that's not a problem. That happens every day as well. But the difference is, she'll down the individual that likes her with traits that both him and the guy that she likes has the same. So, like, she'll say something along the lines of, like, "Oh, Naruto's acting bad, or he does these things because he doesn't have parents and blah blah blah, parents," when Sasuke doesn't have parents and he doesn't act the same way as Naruto. So you gave him a human trait based off of a circumstance that doesn't actually correlate with what you're talking about. Yeah, Naruto does things to draw attention to himself, a different sort of attention than the attention that he was getting previously, right? But Sasuke gets attention as well, and he doesn't have parents. You see where the correlation is in their character, and she'll down Naruto for having the do these things, but won't down Sasuke. That's one. Two, she will down Naruto, but still expect everything under the sun from him. Three, she is useless. Like, I know it's like a common thing that people say, and then there's other people that are like, "Well, actually, Sakura is so good." Okay, let me paint a picture for you. When Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke were learning how to use chakra control to climb a tree, Sakura had more chakra control than Naruto and Sasuke, but throughout the entire show, they hold more power over their chakra than she does. Don't you think it's weird that the person that has more control over their chakra capabilities can only hit things really hard or heal things? Isn't that weird? Like, nobody think that that's weird. And then on top of that, those two traits that she has for making her as strong as she is, those traits don't hold the weight, because the fights that she gets into, it does nothing for her. Like, before she learns how to punch really hard and heal, she lost a lot of her battles. She doesn't use any chakra. Like Naruto and Sasuke can use shadow clones, and they don't have as much chakra control as she does. But when have we ever seen her use a clone? She, like, you can't say that she can't, like, she doesn't know how to do it. What other jutsu does she know other than healing and punching? She's a ninja, right? Shouldn't she have a chakra nature? What is it? Like, like I got a point, right? Like every ninja has their own thing. Multiple people can be a healing ninja, right? There's a lot of people that can be healers. So that's one that's taken away from her because it's not something not saying it's something exclusive, but it's not something that differentiates her between somebody else, right? So if that's like her chakra nature, then that's fine. But then like the punching, right? The punching comes into play when you use your chakra control to put enough power in certain parts of your body in order to hit things really hard. She's not the only person that can do that, right? But that's not a chakra nature. Like what is she like what does she do? Is she wind, fire, water, any of those things? No. So prior to her getting these abilities from another person or being taught these abilities from another person, she can't do anything. She can only fight the way regular ninjas would fight. And even they can probably do it better. She has no differentiating factors about her up until she actually trains with Lady Tsunade. That's the only time where she gets something that actually puts her apart. And then the opponent that she fights when she has those capabilities is what's his name? The puppet dude. She fights the puppet dude. And what did that fight what did that fight entail? It entailed her being controlled like a puppet in order to with Lady Kyo, whatever, the one from the sand, and she was supposed to. She knew the puppet dude's moves, so she was able to get Sakura out of certain situations that would have been less beneficial for her. If she fought in that fight solo, she's dead. She can't do much. All of this potential that she had with her chakra control that made her better than Sasuke and Naruto, like she didn't do anything with it other than heal and hit. And even that didn't get her that far. People want to say, oh, well, Sakura is not as useless as people think that she is. If she hits you with this punch, blah, 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 she has to hit you. She has to hit you, right? That's a thing that has to happen, right? So if somebody's faster than her, she'd lose, right? If somebody can, if somebody like Hinata can read the flow of her chakra and disable those chakra that she loves so much, she's useless, right? If if she didn't get any of that training from Lady Tsunade, there'd be no differing factors from her and a regular ninja from the Leaf. Like there is nothing that made her qualified to even learn from Lady Tsunade. Yeah, you can say that her control made her able to learn from Tsunade because Tsunade saw that potential in her. But if that's the only reason, there's plenty of people that have chakra control in the village. She's not the only one. Think about uh her rival, Sakura's rival. Her rival literally can heal as well. Did she learn from Lady Tsunade? See what I'm saying? Like there's like what she learned from Lady Tsunade could have been taught by anybody else. What Sakura can do is not anything special. I mean, the only thing that you could say would be special would be later when she has the diamond on her forehead. But before everything before that spells out useless. Naruto and Sasuke both were able to do plenty prior to them training with their corresponding um uh the Sanin. Like it's really not fair, you know? Like The other two had the potential to train with their teachers, and then like the only qualifications that was needed to train with Lady Tsunade was the potential to be able to control your chakra very well. It doesn't sit well with me because think about this. Uh, uh, Ino, who has her own specific jutsu derived from her clan, was able to tie in a battle with this specific individual that had the quote unquote qualifications to learn under one of the Sanin, right? So could Ino have trained under Sakura? I mean, under Lady Tsunade? I think so. Like, there's nothing that says that she wouldn't be able to, right? Like, everything that Sakura was able to do was taught to her. The control came before, but if Ino can tie in a battle with Sakura, I'd say that they both have relative to the same control. If not Ino having more, being able to throw her mind into other people's and control their actions. So I don't know. It's that's just a thing. But this character here, like her, it's only like her verbal that I don't like. So I guess Sakura would be worse than this girl. So I mean, that's a plus, I guess. But yeah, let's get into this. Sorry for rambling.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday. Fada, fada. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. Oh, wait, I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday. Fada, fada. from a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm
All right, I'm sorry for my rant at the beginning of the video about, characters in which, I don't really care for that much. Character traits, and like when you can look back at a show and realize specific things about a person's character, or even like what the qualifications for a character to get a certain power up or something like that, you have to recognize those things. Like if you were to look at something like My Hero Academia, and then you were to think about where the show has gone all the way up until now. I'm not saying that I'm caught up with the show, but the fact that the only people that can use All for One with its fullest potential are individuals that don't have their own quirk to speak of. So generally, I think that All Might should have been able to use some of those previous past lives, but the power being pushed to Midoriya ended up allowing him to be the one to do so. But if All Might would have gave it to Muriel, would it have been more powerful? At the start, I think yes, but overall, no. So when my whole argument toward the beginning of the video, well, rather like toward the end of that rant, would have been that Sakura doesn't do anything that that I know of right now in the story that gives her the the like if think about this. Okay, if Jiraiya Sensei trained anybody else in the village, would they have been able to achieve as much as they achieved if it wasn't Naruto? I don't think so. I don't think anybody else in the village would have been able to achieve anything that Naruto had achieved as fast as he achieved it, right? And that's saying a lot. I'm not counting Sasuke because Sasuke wasn't in the village. I think Sasuke could have done a really good job at that training as well. But now, the opposite. Do I think that if you put anybody else in the village in Sasuke's shoes, would anybody be able to pull off what Sasuke had did? Another answer to that question is no. So those two individuals training underneath the Sanin that chose them, I think that those two individuals are the best choice to get the results that were given in the amount of time, right? Now, do I think that you can put somebody under Lady Tsunade to either equal or better results than Sakura showed? I do. I do think that there's other people that you could have put under Lady Tsunade to equal or better the results than Sakura was given. And the reason why I say that is because the only qualifications were Sakura's great chakra control. There was nothing else. Her drive, yeah, that's cool, but you can have other characters with just as much drive. Hinata, Hinata had great drive. She has her own thing, which are her eyes, her clan. She is extremely driven because of who her family is, and the fact that she's not the quote unquote genius, right? So there's that. And Ino as well. Ino tied in a fight with that same Sakura that is training, right? So if I put Ino in that same situation, Ino actually has her own, jutsu exclusive, which is her mind control thing that she can do, right? There's that. But Ino can heal. I'm pretty sure Ino's a healer as well. Like they both learned healing. Ino was like kind of following in Sakura's footsteps in that regard. But I think that Ino, if Ino was the one that trained under Lady Tsunade, I think that her chakra control would have been better, being what jutsu she has available to her, right? Like having that jutsu exclusivity allows her more variety in what she can do with the techniques that she can learn from Lady Tsunade. I think um, if we look at each individual, if we look at Orochimaru, Sasuke, Jiraiya, Naruto, both of these characters were trained by these individuals, and both of these characters surpassed those individuals, and they are not carbon copies of those individuals anymore. But if you take Sakura and Lady Tsunade, yeah. I mean, if you take Lady Tsunade and Sakura, yeah, Sakura is the new um, Tsunade, but she's a carbon copy. She doesn't do anything more than what Lady Tsunade does. Lady Tsunade does the exact same jutsus that Sakura does, right? Like there's nothing that differentiates those two. She's basically just, if Lady Tsunade gets old and die, she's the person that just takes over that position. Whereas if Naruto and Sasuke die, you just lost out on like a whole like lineage of jutsu that are, you can't get back, right? And I say that with the utmost, respect for the two, but well, I can't hold on. Sakura, you can get like obviously you can get everything that Lady Tsunade taught, but Sakura didn't like add on to it. Sasuke and Naruto both added on to what they learned. They learned from their teachers and then some. So they have stuff that they can teach that, uh Sakura can't. Like Sakura can't teach anything else because what she learned is what somebody else taught her. Everything that that person taught her is what she knows, right? Like Naruto, being the nine-tailed fox Jinchuriki, wasn't able to do the sage mode like Jiraiya. So he had to learn how to do it a better way, right? Well, not a better way, he had to learn how to do it himself because he couldn't rely on the toads to hop on his shoulder because the nine tails wouldn't allow it. So he had to learn how to better do that form than Jiraiya did in a shorter amount of time. That's just what I'm saying, like so he can teach somebody how to better do it solo because he learned how to do it solo instead of where the toads actually was like, oh well, we can just help you gain chakra, so let me get on your shoulder real quick and show you how to do that. Naruto couldn't rely on that, so he had to learn how to do it himself. So because he learned how to do it himself, he better knows how, like, he's like a better representation of a teacher that can teach you how to do it solo. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you didn't, let me know what I can do in the comment section just to make it better for you to watch. Next time, the glove is off. Peace, love. Thanks for watching.